as you can see, we have a Star Wars The Black Series figure in front of us. This time it is the Armorer and it is the Credit Collection. It was a GameStop exclusive. It's got the Kenner packaging, which is super awesome. I didn't collect all of the second wave of the Credit Collection from The Mandalorian, but I thought it'd be cool to pick these up. I'm a big fan of the Armorer. I think she's awesome. I like having the actual credits themselves, and then I'll leave a link about there for the original Armorer that I did unbox on the channel. Oh, it's interesting. I don't think the other one came with the jetpack, so that's super cool that this one came with the jetpack. So what we're going to do today is take a look at the packaging here, unbox her, take a look at her articulation, take some pictures, and come back and talk about some of the things that we liked and or disliked about the figure. So taking a closer look at the outside here, we've got the actual ending credit picture that you would have seen from The Mandalorian. And then on the back here, it says, this distinctive collection features premium deco applications inspired by the end credit images from The Mandalorian, plus a collectible Galactic credit accessory. After the fall of the Galactic Empire, usage of their form of money, Imperial credits, became less common, with many planets refusing payments in the currency on principle. All right, and that's the better look at the actual end credit scene. So let's go ahead and unbox her. And I'm not going to be collecting the actual box itself or the card back, but if you were, this is probably the best way to do it. Just go along the outside of the box there. And take that, and that. We've got the credit. We'll take a closer look at that in a moment. Careful at getting those out. So that comes out the back. I'm really curious to see how this figure is, because the Armorer that I have actually has fur, so I'm like really curious to see. And as you can see, the jetpack here does not go on the back, but we'll take a closer look at that. So I'm going to go ahead and get this all cleaned up, and I'll be right back. All right, so let's look at the credit first. It is basically just plastic, but it is super cool that they've included these. So yeah, there's not much else to say. Different figures come with different credit amounts. Backpack. This backpack is not necessarily for the Armorer to wear. It's more for to hand off to the Mandalorian. And then we've got the hammer and these guys here, which is super awesome. And then the figure herself. It looks like you might be able to get the helmet off. I'm not going to take it off, but it does look like it might. You're gonna need to use some heat and or some hot water or something like that to be able to get that off. All right, so I'm gonna take off the fur on the back. Let's take a look at her articulation. Head all the way down, head all the way up. It's got motion at the top and bottom of the neck. We are able to get some good head movements, which you would expect for any figure that's got a good amount of helmet on. Arms, however, not great. Not great when it comes to motion. It's interesting that it clicked into place. It kind of scares me with these types of figures, but that's what we got. All right. Motion at the waist, torso area. The twist on the arm is going to be at the elbow, and we are able to get decent movement, as you can see. And same on the other side. This is going to be a left-right, and this is going to be an up-down movement. We've got the ability to twist the legs, and then it is a single knee joint. And other than that, pretty much a standard figure. She's very similar to the other Mandalorian, armor that I've unboxed previously. Like I said, I will leave a link in previously up there. Also, we will have a link down in the description probably as well. So if you have any questions as we're going through this, make sure to ask down below. All right, so what we're gonna do now is take some pictures, come back. That's usually when I learn a lot more about the figure. We can discuss more about what I've learned. So with that, we'll be right back. All right, so I think that was a good look at the armor. If you were to ask me, is she worth picking up? I'd say maybe. With these credit collection figures, it's kind of hit or miss as to whether or not it makes sense to collect. If you're an in-box collector, it may make even more sense, but as an out-of-box collector, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, does it make sense to take up room on the shelf? For me, I probably could have passed on this figure, to be honest with you. I do like the fact that she does come with a credit, but at the same time, the original figure is so much better, especially with the actual fur as opposed to the plastic. But that's just my opinion. If you have any questions about the figure, make sure to ask down below. If you don't already subscribe to the channel, I invite you to do so. We do lots of things on the channel that are Star Wars and Star Wars The Black Series, but we also do other things as well, things that a professional geek might find interesting. And me, myself, being a professional geek, like to share things that are of interest to me, will hopefully be of interest to you as well. So with that, have a great day.